Hi everyone, my name is Jake Mercer. For the questions in my talk, feel free to just raise your hand. All right, here we go. Time. Where does all the time go? I know what I should be doing. I have assignments to complete, classes to attend, this talk to give. But there's also the things I want to be doing. I want to spend time with friends. I want to make it to the gym. I want to go hiking this weekend. But sometimes it's a little bit harder to make the time for the things you want to do than for the things you need to do. There's a term in psychology, it's called the knowing-doing gap. You know what you want to do or what you should do, and there's a gap or barrier that's keeping you from actually doing it. And for many of us, this barrier is time. So that brings me to my first question. How many of you feel like you don't have enough time in your week? Thank you. And how many of you woke up this morning and immediately turned to your phone? Okay, some similar people. So what happens is, right, you wake up and you turn to your phone and already you're wasting time in your day. Already you have this habit where, as we see now, all of us, we have this habit where we're scrolling through our phone. So these habits, these are what take up our time. And some of them can be quite dangerous. Some of our habits can waste a lot of time, drain our energy, and leave us really dissatisfied with life. So what if instead of waking up to your phone, you woke up and looked at your wall and there was a list of all the things you wanted to accomplish that day? Priming your mind to say, hey, I need to get out of bed and I need to get started on these tasks. Or what if you woke up and you had your gym clothes laid out neatly before you, and it's like, well, I guess I might as well go to the gym. The clothes are there, and I got to get dressed. I got to get to class, so gym before class, doing it. Anyway, having these cues helps to drive your habits. So the cues in your life drive the things that you do. And these cues, whether it's the phone, the list, the clothing, they decide, okay, how am I going to spend my time? So then, if most of your time is filled by your habits, and most of these habits are driven by the cues in your life, in order to have a better grasp of your time and to really enjoy the majority of your time, you should orient your life around the good cues and help to lessen or remove the bad ones, the distractions. So, change is hard. Changing your habits is one of the hardest things to do because, you've lived with them. You don't even realize they're habits because they're so orient to you, you don't even really think about it. But here's one thing I urge you all to try. I call it the Mindfulness Cue. Every day, I set 2 or 3 alarms throughout the day to remind me to be mindful. So when the alarm goes off, I take 5 minutes, sit down, breathe, and just think. Think on things. Believe it or not, taking just a small moment out of your day to collect your thoughts can help you refocus on the task at hand and de-stress about your life. Because, we're all so stressed, right? So once you've done that, once you've decided, okay, I'm going to take these few moments, not only does it allow you to refocus on your task at hand, it also allows you to question, well, do I enjoy what I'm doing? Do I enjoy this task? Is this really what I should be doing with my time? And so when you do that enough, when you really become mindful of where you're spending your time, then you can get a sense of, okay, is this who I am? Who do I want to be? How do I want to spend my time? And how can I think about implementing other cues in my life that'll draw me toward the habits I want to build instead of these distractions that are pulling me into time-consuming, wasteful habits? So now, leaving this talk, I urge you all to think about the cues in your life, good and bad. The cues in your life, good cues that cause good habits, bad cues that cause bad habits. Whether it's your phone that distracts you in the middle of a conversation with friends, or it's that one friend who calls you up at the end of the week and is like, hey, I know you've been studying all week, so we're going to go hiking and we're going to go out and enjoy nature. One was a bad cue, one was a good cue. When you can identify those and then work to implement more good cues and take out the bad cues, you're one step closer to having a better grasp on your time and your habits. With that, here's to changing your cues, reformulating your habits, and thus spending more time enjoying your time rather than wishing you weren't doing the things you need to do. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Appreciate it.